This apple looks delicious. It's lovely and red and shiny. Our story today has an apple in it, and it looked delicious and juicy and just too tempting not to eat. God made a beautiful garden for the first human beings to live in. This garden is to be your home, said God, because I made it. You do not own it. But it is your job to look after it, to tend the plants, to care for the animals. Adam and Eve looked at their wonderful new home and were very, very happy. But they were also intrigued, for God had told them they could eat anything for their food except from the fruit of a tree at the very centre of the garden. This fruit would give them knowledge of what was good and what was bad, and that would make them too much like God. The fruit of this tree became extra tempting for the two of them. It looked juicier and tastier than any other fruit. A snake shuffled up alongside Eve one day and whispered in her ear, "Why don't you try the fruit God says you cannot have? It won't do any harm." It was too much for the two of them. Eve bit into the succulent fruit, and then Adam took a mouthful too. As soon as they had eaten, they knew they had done the wrong thing. God had given them freedom to do whatever they wanted, except for one little thing. And now they had let God down. They were so ashamed that they hid themselves away in the garden. When God came walking with them in the cool of the evening, he eventually found them cowering behind some bushes. "What have you done?" God said, but he knew in an instant that they disobeyed the one rule he'd given them. They didn't love God like he loved them. He could never trust human beings to choose wisely again. So God was sad when Adam and Eve left the garden for the big wide world beyond. He still loved them as much as ever. He just hoped one day they'd learn to love him back. Now I wonder if you've guessed what today's symbol might be. You'll find it's an apple.